and creating this matrix, this new way for creating a path for the divine feminine to channel. She's not going to just channel through any old thing and any old body. What do you do if people are suffering around you and you really want to help out? Consult with your inner being. You have one. It's you. It's actually you. You're not separate from it. So you can always consult with your inner being. And I'm going to tell you the truth. Your inner being's going to tell you to let people have their lessons 9 times out of 10. And stop interfering. Mind your business and go make yourself happy. Because a lot of you will continuously outpour and give and outreach as a distraction to not enjoy life. There's a lot of sensory deprivation happening going on. This is what I'm getting. I was walking in Egypt today, and this is the downloads that I've been receiving. There's a lot of joy deprivation, of joy. That's been happening for like a really long time. Depriving yourself of feeling pleasure. Blizzard, reverse. This card rarely comes out reverse, like if ever, because it's already about, it's like the 5 of Pentacles. This is from my deck, Avatar in the City. It's like the 5 of Pentacles, right? You feeling like you're out in the cold, but this card turns it around. You see this snow day, this blizzard happening, and they're enjoying it. That's how you turn a moment that's meant to be scarcity, and you alchemize it into joy. You guys have been refusing to do that. You have been depriving yourself, sensory deprivation. So I want to invite y'all to my Ayatana's Yoga. Ayatana's Yoga is a yoga I created. Okay, so y'all, it's trademark pending. So y'all can't take my Ayatana's Yoga and start teaching it without getting licensed through me. And the books, the student workbook and the teacher workbook will be released when I begin my first workshops and classes teaching people Ayatana's Yoga. Your Ayatanas are your sense spheres. Your 6 sense spheres. Okay? And in Buddhist tradition, they taught you to get rid of the sensations. Try to, because they were all about saying that your sense spheres are illusions. And for you to meditate past your senses, over your senses. I'm saying use your senses as a yoga practice. Use your senses to create the sensational life, because existence is through your sensations. Apparently, the way the old yogis taught things did not work. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. Like deprivation and starving your sensual nature, I say elevate it. Elevate your nature. Elevate your senses into joy, peace, wholeness, and completion. All right, so in my Ayatana yoga practice, you can use the sense spheres to create a mood. So we talk about creating a mood board instead of a vision board, because your mood is what you got. What makes Black women so beautifully, soundly rebellious is that what I see in a trend is this trend of creating a soft nervous system, a softer place for the nervous system to live in an environment. And that's what Ayatana Yogas does. It uses your sense spheres to actually create the mood through your senses, your smell, your touch, your mental state of being, your sight, what you hear, and then your sensory facilities on your skin. Okay, so we could focus on the tone, making a soft tone, because in Ayatana's yoga we speak about tone, the frequency that you're setting. And so you can make a soft tone with the touch of a feather. You can see how you can smell softness, how you can see softness either through visualization or through watching clouds go by. You know, we can focus on all 6 of our sense spheres at once, or you can single one out. And say you have a trigger that comes up during the yoga expression, then you would use your other senses that are more capable of generating good vibes to assist, and you would back up off of that sensation. Say you go into your body sense sphere, your somatic senses, and we're focusing on softness, and it brings up tension. Well, we wouldn't just force you to surrender to softness. We would allow that sensation to be there just the way it is. We would make note of it, and we would come back to it if we want to, right? Because within a yoga practice, it's about being consistent. So we can also manifest what we want using our sense sphere. You want to create a mood board with your ayatanas of abundance when it comes to money, because abundance is everywhere and it's in everything. It's a law of nature. It's a law of the universe. You would not be able to breathe abundantly without the law of abundance. The law of abundance is that God is in everything. God is in everything, so there's no such thing as no abundance. So if you're not living an abundant life, then you're not being yourself. And that's why you feel off, okay? There's an abundance of joy. And so even within scarcity, when you feel scarcity, it's an abundance of scarcity. It's never just a little scarcity. It's always like hair pulling scare. It's like scarcity everywhere. Scarcity here, scarcity there. I'm afraid, right? Because that's the law of abundance. That's why scarcity is an illusion and it doesn't really exist. And if God is within everything, then why focus on life as if God isn't in everything? Meaning that this is how I alchemize my energy all the time, and I nip a bad mood or going in spiraling down in a bad way that I don't want to be in really quickly. If I'm feeling sad, I'll say, well, God is in sadness. That's why it's able to exist in the first place. And all of a sudden, the sadness goes like, then what's the point? Because the whole point of the scarcity dimension is to prove that it's separate from God, that it can create a dimension without needing God's help. So anytime you disprove this false thesis, it kind of runs. It doesn't really want any parts of the experience anymore. Okay? And so, man, I thank you, God. Like, I had no idea where this download was going, because I don't usually talk about things of this nature, but I do think about it. I do actually feel this way, and I know this to be true. that Black women are the creme de la creme. And that is why you don't really get taken care of. When you're a genius, it's this quote that I heard from Basquiat. And I know he is a harrowing figure in history for a lot of people. But in the movie that I watched with him, it at the beginning, the quote always stuck with me, is that it's really impossible to love an eagle, to love a genius, to love somebody that doesn't need you for anything, and part of you embracing your goddesshood is to live in that concept and understand what that means. It means that your mothering of yourself is enough. And the breakthrough that had to happen for me is that I gave up fighting it. I was like, God, no matter where I turn, no matter where I go, there's a breakdown in some way when I search for love outside of myself. No matter how many tantrums I throw, it seems like until I surrender, I'm not going to have peace. Until I surrender to me being a self-contained, self-fulfilled, self-actualized person who doesn't need love from the outside of me, I'm not going to have any real peace. And I'm just going to be sitting here mad. And life is still going to keep going on. Life is going to continue to move. And I'm going to be the one that's bitter. And it comes to a point where you have to be done with that. And I know a lot of my clients, a lot of people I know and love don't want to hear that, because I didn't want to hear it. I was in a really bad car wreck a couple of years ago, for those of y'all who don't know. And even during my healing, my bodily healing process, and then my spiritual awakening process within that, I was still faced with the same choices. I found that people were even more discompassionate and indifferent towards me. I was like calling old friends and the people that I thought would be there. Absolutely crickets. I mean, I did have a few people that were there that God ordained to be there. And that's all I needed. And they weren't involved in my healing process. And they weren't involved in making me feel good. They weren't involved in boosting my ego, lifting my confidence, helping me be radiant. They were literal financial support. All of the inside stuff, thank God, I had to find my own way, or else I wouldn't be able to stand on my own 2 feet now. Feeling secure, not because of a dollar amount, or because of a relationship status, or because of family, or because of what I got on the outside. The most rebellious part of all of this is moving in rooms full of people. And the answer to most of people's questions is, I don't care, I don't know, I really only care about my purpose. How do you, like, I'm traveling the world and I don't know when are you going home? I don't know. What about your family? I don't know. Do you miss them? No. Like, people laugh, like, because they don't understand it. And me being okay with that is the most rebellious shit that they've probably ever seen. I know it is, because they just keep asking me questions. So they want to know, like, how I'm able to whatever. And I don't even care about that. Like, I tell them, you're asking me questions that I honestly am not interested in. Can you ask me more interesting line of questions so that I can be interested in this conversation. Like, I'm waiting for y'all to be interesting. You're boring me. I'm bored. Well, I'm going to go back to work. It was nice talking to y'all. Period. I love it. And that confidence and that chutzpah, the balls that I have, is me living in my truth, and I feel at peace, and I don't really care what it costs me. I don't care what it costs me. My storage is running low because I be running it up on this phone. I appreciate y'all to pieces. Feel free to reach out to me in any way, shape, form, or fashion that you would like. And I'll respond to you in kind. Peace.